What's up, everybody? Thanks again for stopping by for another edition of March 4th with Mike Bauman. I, of course, am your host, Mike Bauman. Whoever you are, wherever you are listening from, thank you so much for checking out the podcast. If you're a returning listener, I greatly appreciate your continued love and support. And if you're a brand new listener of the show, thank you so much for hopping aboard that pirate ship. You can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at March 4th Pod. The link tree with all of my stuff is in the podcast description for this episode. So that means if you made it here, then you found me somehows. And I truly appreciate each and every one of yous taking the time to check out another edition of the March 4th with Mike Bauman podcast. How is everybody doing? I hope that your summer is going well. Football is back this week. I think we've got college football, I believe, on Thursday night, maybe. Is it week 0 already? In any event, I'm excited. Just did my fantasy football draft this past weekend as you guys are hearing this, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. Kind of like the regular NFL draft. You know, there's probably like half the league that's like, dude, I think we could win it all. Um, but I've been in that league, man, with my brother and his buddies, man, for like, gosh, almost a decade and a half. It's fun. Auction draft for those of you who are football, fantasy football nerds out there. So it's fun, man. It's a good time. But in any event, like I said, I hope that your summer is going well. I really appreciate you guys checking out the show. Like I said, if this is your first time here, welcome aboard the pirate ship. If this week's guest brought you here, but like the meaning behind the name of the show, March 4th, perseverance, moving forward. Life throws us all a ton of curveballs, man. But it's how you handle the adversity, and it's how you handle that darkness and what you transmute it to. And I'm always a big proponent of finding healthy outlets to transmute the darkness and the pain that we all go through. For me, it's this podcast, it's music, it's connecting with other people in a positive way. And I've gotten the opportunity through this platform and this show to connect with a lot of people in a really positive way. So I really appreciate you guys being here. And speaking of connecting with people in a positive way, as I always say, it's awesome whenever artists want to come back on the show and doing, over 200 of these bad boys now with March 4th. There's been so many great bands on the show. This band not only is from my home state of Ohio, but they rip. If you're into modern metal and modern rock, they take their influences and put it in a blender for their own flavor, man. And I've been keeping up with them since I first had them on the show back in 2023, and I saw some changes recently when they dropped their new single "Blood Moon" in March with a new singer, and I was like, "What's going on with them?" And it ripped, and I was like, "Let me hit up Rad and get him back on." So this week's guest is none other than the Static Wake out of Cleveland, Ohio. Like I said, I first got in touch with these guys 3 years ago. I think through Johnny Zirkle. Shout out Johnny at the time, and their single Wraith that year was literally my favorite song of the entire year, just what I was going through at the time. It's just such an emotionally charged, beautiful song. And their whole catalog, man, it's they really give you a diversity of the influences in their song, because you have a song like that that's really emotional. Then you've got another one like Insane, which is exactly that. It's really heavy, really in your face. It kind of has like this trap beat going on throughout it, and kept up with these guys over the years and watch what they've done. They've done a lot of awesome shows. Cleveland has a lot of rich music history, and these guys are right in the thick of everything that's going on right now. And like I said, in March, right around my birthday, March 4th, they dropped Blood Moon on March 6th with a new singer. They just dropped their latest single, Dead Eyes, on August 7th. And I was like, I'd love to hit up Rad and see what they've got going on. So on this one, we got the whole fam Danley. We've got their new singer Miranda, as well as Rad, Trent, Steve, and Ian. And we talk about all of the cool things that they've got going on right now, the music they've been working on in the studio, the aforementioned Blood Moon and Dead Eyes. Their upcoming new EP entitled System Reboot is going to be out on October 16th. And that same weekend, they've got an awesome gig at the Foundry, the Halloween Freakshow 2026 on October 17th. So a lot of cool things going on in the Static Wake camp. And it was awesome to talk to the new members in Static Wake, including Miranda, and catch up with Rad and the rest of the band. So without further ado, I'm going to shut my big yapper and give you guys my conversation with the Static Wake. Here it is. Alrighty, there we go. We got the whole fam damly on here, but I appreciate the Static Wake coming back on. It's been cool to hear the new singles drop.
Let's
Um,
go!
and I know you guys got some fun stuff coming up, man. So and some awesome changes. So thanks for joining me, y'all.
Oh yeah, dude. Thanks
for
for
having us.
Here. You're welcome. Well, since we got everybody on here, why don't for the audio side of things, because this will be video too, but for people on just the audio end of things, why don't you tell people your names and what you play in the band, and then that way when you're speaking, they know who's talking.
Go ahead.
Who first?
Okay. I'm Miranda Scythe, and I do vocals for the band.
I'm Trent Roach, and I play one of the guitars in the band.
I am Radames Colon. I used to be the singer, and now I'm the second guitar player in the band.
I'm Ian Blattel, and I play drums. Oh, hey, Steve.
My bad, dog. My bad. You're good. Go ahead.
Red carpet's all yours.
Oh, Ian. I'm Steve Hughes. I'm the bassist and some vocals in the band.
Retry. I'm Ian Blattel, and I play drums in the band.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Well,
he does.
Woo!
Guys joining, man. It's been fun to see the new stuff. The first one I think was March, was Blood Moon. And then the latest one, which is like a few weeks before this will be hitting people's ears. It's out now, Dead Eyes. Both of them are awesome. Can you guys just talk about just this era of the band, and especially with the upcoming EP System Reboot, which I think is due out in October, man? Like there's a lot of cool stuff going on with the Static Wake right now.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if you recall, but last time I think I said at the beginning too, last time we were talking to you, I was still the singer. So basically I kind of went through like a bunch of health bullshit, like a little mini kind of existential episode. We're not going to talk about all that, right? But basically I was like, I'm not really loving singing anymore. I still wanted to keep writing static stuff, but we basically reshaped the band. JJ, the guitar player that was on last time, he moved away, so he unfortunately had to step out of the live side of things. He still, does some writing here and there for us.
Secret sixth member of the band.
Well, and Danny. So,
Danny?
yeah, our producer Danny is like the fucking shit, man. He's the goat, and he's like my main writing partner, especially like for the new EP. It's like me and Danny's fucking music ideas are just going together, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, is everything cool now? You doing good? I mean, and I don't want to take you any places you don't want to go, but health-wise, are you doing better than where things were a few years ago?
Yeah, and it's like it was, thank God it was nothing big, but it kind of shook me a little bit, and then also in tandem with that, what's going on kind of was making my voice extremely inconsistent. So I can still sing, but it's like if I'm having like an episode with what's going on, then it just tanks my voice and I sound like trash. So I figured there wasn't any like logical way I would be able to continue doing that if we wanted to go on to like a full-time level, or else I would just blow my voice out in like a week. So.
Well, I'm glad everything's cool now, man. And yeah, shout out to JJ, man. The new stuff has been really awesome. Miranda, what's it been like coming into the fold on vocals? I mean, obviously these guys have an awesome catalog. and I got a chance to watch the live video that you guys did from when you did like the pool party show, and it looked like people were having a good time. But what's it been like coming in as the singer now?
Um, I was pretty nervous at first because I was like, this is a heavy torch to be carrying because I'm like, man, Rad's vocals and this music is really fucking good, you know? I have to like meet this potential, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's been it's been super fun for me. I mean, I absolutely like playing shows with these guys, and like I said, it has been a little daunting. Like I'm trying to set the bar higher for myself, like with Blood Moon. That was my first time in a professional studio recording like ever. I had been in bands previously before, but nothing like serious like we are now. So it's just been like, I went in the studio then, I had a high bar set for myself, and then we went into the studio to record this EP, and I'm like, I need to fucking nail it every time because these guys are putting out bangers, you know?
You wouldn't be able to tell it was her first time though. She got into that booth and Blood Moon just soared out. It was just magnifique. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Was a
Just
fight
get in there instantly, like
I feel like so Rad made a post on Facebook and I responded to it, and then I sent him like some vocal demos, and then we practiced, and then it was like, all right, you're in the band now. I was like, all right, fuck it. Hell yeah.
Vocally, who were some of your influences? Like when did you know you could do like the hardcore vocals too? Because I think that's a skill that people outside of the metal realm, they don't realize how difficult it is to do that and like not blow your voice out, but then to also still be able to do melodies within that too. Like what stage of your life did you try it, and who are some of your influences that led you into getting into heavier music?
Um, so I've kind of been listening to like metal since I was in the womb, basically. My dad was in bands. But I would say like my real shift to like deathcore and metalcore and stuff. When I was 13, I had practiced to like Chelsea Grin and like Old Lorna Shore and really like Job for a Cowboy. Like the 2000s, like MySpace deathcore was like my absolute shit as like a young teenager growing up. So like that's kind of what pushed me into wanting to do these vocals, and also just like I've always loved singing and stuff. So yeah.
So was the music already created, Rad, and like for Blood Moon and Dead Eyes? Like what, like instrumentally, was it already there?
So for Blood Moon, yes, we had I basically went into the studio with Danny, who's like I said, he's like our producer and also he's been the one person that's been involved with Static since the very beginning besides myself. So he's along with basically any band he touches in Cleveland is fucking sick as fuck. His recording and production and all that stuff, writing, et cetera, just off the charts. But I've been working with him all throughout Static. And me and him basically just got in the studio and we recorded Dead Moon, not even knowing. Initially we were like, okay, it's probably gonna maybe be like my last song on vocals, and then we'll find somebody. And then I was just, like she said, I was just kind of putting out feelers, and I had the instrumental for Dead Moon already, so I sent it to her. She sent me back some demos of like, some bands that are already out there of her singing, and I'm like, all right, we tried her out full time, or we tried her out, rehearsed her, and then we're like, all right, 3 weeks, we're going in the studio, let's go.
Yeah, that's pretty much
So that happened, and then we got Blood Moon out, started playing a couple shows together, and the EP is pretty much exclusively just like Danny had some ideas, I have some ideas, and it's just all like a melting pot of mainly me and him, and a little bit of JJ sprinkled in there. Like I said, in Arizona, but he's still involved to a degree as much as he can be. Being, what would that be, like 2-day drive or something like that? So,
His
but
ghost still haunts us.
yeah, he was he was in my wedding. Oh yeah, I got married while we were on break, so that's cool.
Can't confirm we were there.
Yeah, they were there.
Congrats, dude. Congrats.
Thanks.
Well, it sounds like through everything it's been like positive changes, and the last time you guys were on, I think it was like 2023. Like I was saying at the jump, it was episode 120 and this one's 220. So it's crazy how time flies. But listening to y'all's catalog, I love how you guys kind of diversified things. And even after that came out, like you had a song like Insane, which was just like this heavy, like angry, but also had like that trap beat going on. But dude, Wraith, for you guys, man, like that's still that to me is like that was no joke, probably my favorite song of any genre in 23. That was right, I think, as we talked, like that's such a like a heavy, emotional, beautiful song. And so kind of keeping up with you guys over the years and kind of seeing some of the changes. And then especially when I saw kind of the changes going on within the band, like just recently, and then Blood Moon, I was like, well, this is different. This is sick. So yeah, I was happy to hit you guys up and get you back on here to talk about the direction of the band now, because sonically to me, Blood Moon and Dead Eyes really feel like they're still in that same vein of what you guys have done before. But it's a cool evolution of the sound of the band, I feel like. So I'm really excited to hear the EP.
Absolutely, dude, and appreciate it, man. Like very much. We had a great time being on last time. Me and JJ talked about how cool you were and how just sick the whole interview was. So I'm glad we're able to be back.
Hell yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And like as far as what it's been like these last couple of months, because you guys have had a few shows now. So Trent and Ian, getting your guys' thoughts too. I mean, what's it been like experience this live in the summer? Because didn't you guys have a show? Was it July you played with Dropout Kings, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that one was fun.
That was unfortunately, I mean, love Dropout Kings. Unfortunately, it couldn't be with Adam, all things considered, but like it was so fucking sick to be playing with those guys, even if it was just as a tribute to him.
It was a super fun show.
Yeah, it was very fun. It was awesome. And the Dropout Kings guys are super, super chill dudes, man.
They're wonderful people. Absolutely. It's so much fun to play with.
You seeing your dad and your mom,
Yes, my mom and dad
with Black Cat Bill was so funny.
Yeah, dude, they got a selfie with him and they're all just the biggest smiles on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet those guys. Black Cat Bill was on the show back in like, gosh, I think like 2021. Right as I think it was before they signed to their label. And Glitch Gang was blowing up, and
Hell yeah.
it was cool to have them on back then. And then got a chance to have the Cowboy Drummer on, and super cool, like about a year after that. And then I got a chance to Joe is his name, and then I got a chance to meet those guys when they played in Nashville at the Cobra, which is a cool venue in East Nashville. And like probably right around the time I had you guys on the show, it was like the fall of 2023.
Nice.
And got a chance to meet Adam briefly, rest in peace, man. And I was rocking The Lost Boys is one of my favorite movies ever. And I was rocking like a Lost Boys raglan. And he came up to me. He's like, dude, that's like the sickest shirt in here. And just like dapped me up. And it was just cool to meet him and Black Cat Bill, like to meet those guys in person after I had like I said, Black Cat Bill, having him on the show and getting a chance to have Joe on the show and talk about his journey. Like super cool dudes. And Adam would like come out into the crowd. I'm sure you guys saw the videos over the years. Like he would come out into the crowd and like sing with people, put his arms around people. Like at one point in the show, he sat down at the bar and was just like screaming into the mic for one of their songs. Like, so yeah, it's cool to see those guys, continue to carry the torch. And their latest album is fire for anybody who hasn't listened to it, man. Like
100%.
it's
And
cool.
unfortunately, I never got to experience them with Adam. Me and my now wife were supposed to go to one of their shows, but I think super last minute it got canceled. And that was the only time I had like the opportunity to possibly have seen them before he passed away. But even, like I said, playing with him just to honor him was awesome.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about these songs, right? And you guys know as musicians is that they live on long after people
Mhm.
are gone. So it's sad. Obviously tremendously sad loss for the music community as a whole, not just heavy music that he's not here anymore, but for those guys to put out that record and to still hear him on that record, and then bands like yourselves still getting to play shows with these guys, like it's sick, man. But I think what's cool about the timing of this too is Dead Eyes just came out, and that's a banger. There's a sick solo in that one too, as well. Really cool breakdown, like structurally, and even just the decision to release this one when you guys did, like with Blood Moon and Dead Eyes, like what's it been like putting these songs out and giving people a teaser for the upcoming EP?
It's been pretty sick, dude, to be honest. Like Blood Moon was Blood Moon was basically just like a one-off single at the time. We were just trying to like dip our feet back in and see if this whole thing would even work still. It did, thank God. And we're all like great friends now. Um, but now Dead Eyes is like the first single where we actually like have a direction for the EP. Like all the songs are pretty much done. We're waiting on a few mixes to get back to us, but like overall the EP is fairly packaged up and finished and like damn near ready to go. We figured Dead Eyes would be probably like a safe first song to put out because it's close enough to like the older stuff where it's not gonna dissuade too many people that like that type of thing. But for example, the next one we're putting out is probably the heaviest thing we've ever done. There's no clean singing. She has better screams than I ever did, so
No.
it's
Arguable.
it's very much leaning into like deathcore territory for sure. And then
Just the
some
way I like it.
yeah. Yep. And then some of the other like we got definitely a lot more industrial elements on this EP for sure. And that and a lot of the writing on this EP has to go towards Danny, our producer, because like that dude is a fucking madman, I swear.
He's the wizard. Danny the wizard.
What's been inspiring you guys musically lately, man? Anybody you want to give a shout out to, whether they're known or maybe on the come up or not so known?
For me, let me see. The Pretty Wild I have been absolutely loving lately. They're coming up, but they're still unknown enough to where like, a lot of people probably aren't aware of them still. So The Pretty Wild is like the main one. They're such a sick band. What about you?
But you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Polaris. Anything where like guitars are going crazy, that's kind of what I'm listening to. Polaris, All That Remains, shit like that. Big Avenged Sevenfold guy. I like nerdy shit. I'm a big fan of Jason Richardson. He's probably like my favorite guitar player right now, so I'm just in that realm of things.
Solid choice. For me, I've been listening to a lot of like post-hardcore as of late, like Static Dress, little bit of more of like a hardcore kid, so like Varials or like older stuff like Terror, kind of what I've been jamming lately.
I've been jamming a lot of just a wide spectrum. So a lot of Peeling Flesh recently, but I recently found this band called Flagman, which is like an even more hyper Primus. So as a bassist, that kind of stuff is what I always love to look for. Just overcomplicate the shit out of the bass. Why not? Um, but yeah, keeping with the heavy and the overcomplicated weird shit on there.
What about you?
Oh man.
Yeah, you.
uh, I've been listening to a lot of different shit lately. Spirit Box is like overall like one of my all-time favorites. I've been following them since their EP, like their first EP that they put out. I wrestled a bear once. But I've like lately I've been listening to like I've been going back to my roots of like I've been re-listening to like old Chelsea Grin, and Mastodon just put out their new song and they're coming out with a new album. I love Mastodon. I listen to it like pretty much everything. So like also I'll warm up with Sabrina Carpenter, so it's like vast for me.
Don't tell the real goth chicks that.
Yeah, right.
There's so much great stuff going on, and I count you guys among it, of like awesome heavy music. And Miranda, just to give a shout out to the female vocalists too, the ones that you mentioned, but like it's been cool. Like Evanescence's new album is sick. I've been really listening to a lot of Dying Wish lately.
Oh, I fucking love Dying Wish.
Love Dying Wish.
Dude, Symptoms of Survival, like that whole record. I mean, their new record is awesome too, but that whole record is just like freaking sick, man. I'm still kicking myself. They did a headlining show here like right before Thanksgiving last year. And it was like a Friday night too, and I didn't get a chance to go out. And I'm still kicking myself for not going to that one. But I think they're going on. They're either on tour right now or they're going on tour. I'm trying to remember the bill, but they're going to be coming back through Nashville. But Emma, is it the lead singer of Dying Wish? Yeah, she's incredible, man. I love that, man. Being able to see what Spirit Box has done. Like they kind of came on my radar. I think like a lot of people during COVID, and to kind of see like their ascent, and what they're doing. And especially that second record, I feel like stands right there with that first one, man, which is hard to do, once people know you and you've made a name for yourself. Like trying to top that material, I think is like a challenge in and of itself. Like Soft Spine, like every time I hear that, like sometimes I just rewind like the first like 20-30 seconds of that song, like you all deserve each other. It's sick. um but how inspirational is that for you as a female vocalist to see like what's going on in like hard rock and heavy metal with like all the subgenres with some of those female vocalists out there?
It's making me really happy to see like going to like hardcore punk, death metal shows as a teenager. It was like very much like a dude space, but like seeing all of these like female vocalists, like Spirit Box they were nominated for an Emmy and Grammy, sorry. And like to see them do that, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I can maybe this might be tangible for me, like it's very exciting to see. And I've been listening to like Ginger and Spirit Box and like seriously my idols, so it's very exciting to see all of this happening all at once. It's like a big boom. And like Vanna too, she's amazing. It's super exciting. I'm glad to be like a part of this right now. So
And I feel like Cleveland too, man. I think Rad, we kind of talked about it a little bit on the first one. And thanks so much again, you guys, for taking the time. There's obviously a lot of rich music history there, but I feel like the rock and metal scenes have always been pretty healthy in Cleveland. And even going back, like I was watching some footage. I think it was from like an album release show that you guys did a few years back. I'm trying to remember what you can let me know. I'm trying to remember what venue it was at, but the crowd looked awesome, and just people always seem to get into it, man. And like Ohio in general, like even me being from like Toledo, like there's there's always been like that cool mix, whether it was Detroit, Toledo, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincy, like Akron, the regional venues. But what's it been like just over the last few years as you guys have made a name for yourselves in Cleveland specifically, and what's the response been like so far with Miranda?
Well, for to track back to what it was like, we have definitely been very I'd say we got lucky with, well, not even lucky, like there's definitely a great, like scene in Cleveland. Um in the bands that I was in prior, it just never really popped off, but thankfully in Static, we got a decent buzz kind of going right away, and it was able to, get translate to a good crowd response going forward. With her, I mean, it's just been equally as good, if not more so, just because I I always tell people, which it is fairly true, that like I kind of just ended up as the singer for Static, where like I'd say there was a good 3 months where I was like, "Hey, anybody want to, be the vocalist for my band?" Da, 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 da. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna sing. So I went in thinking I was gonna play guitar for this band anyway, and the singer thing just kind of like fell in my lap because we didn't have anybody else. So, um, it's definitely a lot more of an enjoyable time for me personally because A, I don't have to sing anymore, which is a lot less stress on myself on show days. And B, I get to play with a bunch of people that are probably way better at the instruments that I play than I am.
Has it been fun to roll out this lineup, like especially when you guys hit people with Blood Moon, like just to see what the reaction was going to be when that one came out?
Oh, for sure, dude. It was I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous too, not because I knew that like Miranda obviously fucking knocked it out of the park. I was just nervous that like we were stagnant for so long. I think I was down and out for like a year, over a year probably. Not even like there was only like a small little segment of that where it was like the health stuff. I just was burnt out. So I just kind of went back, chilled. Me and my wife went to fucking horror movie conventions and shit that we like. Um, and then finally I was like, you know what? I think it's time to get back into it. So we worked on Blood Moon and then found Miranda surprisingly fast. Um, and it's been like smooth sailing, dude. It's been so fucking awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried because it's like, male vocalist to female vocalist, and like it is a big jump. It is a huge jump. Like he has big shoes to fill. You know what I mean?
I have big
Like,
shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I was like, oh man, we're gonna put the song out or we're gonna play shows, and I was like, man, people are gonna throw fucking tomatoes at me, But it's, no tomatoes, so that's good.
Yeah.
The
Unless,
visual for
unless the gathering, you never know.
Yeah, the gathering, throw fucking bottle rockets at us.
the visuals for Blood Moon looked like they were fun too. What was that like doing kind of like more of the art and the visuals for that one?
I wish I could take credit for the art, dude. My the artist that we traditionally go with is a dude by the name of Kendall Johns, and I think he's worked for bands like Attila. He has his own band. I'm pretty sure it's kind of escaping the name, like my head right now, but he's a fucking sick artist, dude. And he's the one that did that initial art. And yeah, we just fucking roll with it and we get like a bunch of videos and stuff put out with that stuff on it. The next single, I think we're going with a little more of a simple thing. We just wanted to go with it's called Frowny Face, so it's literally just frowny face.
We are maybe possibly cooking up a music video, and it may not be next week.
Yeah, maybe.
So
perhaps.
we're super excited to do that. Doing the like photo shoot and like if you listen to Blood Moon on Spotify, you'll see like the me and like the blood and stuff. that was super fun to do. But I'm super excited for this next video that we're putting out.
It'll be the first like full music video with the full brand, the full like new lineup. So I'm definitely hype as fuck about it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Anytime we tie Radames up is a good time for me. So
Well, since you mentioned horror movies and even kind of the artwork for Blood Moon, American Werewolf in London is one of my favorite horror movies ever. Um, The Lost Boys would be up there, but to me that's the best werewolf transformation still, I think. And I like it because it's almost like a satire. Like there's a lot of funny, like offbeat kind of humor in American Werewolf in London. It's been a great summer for horror with Obsession, Backrooms. I didn't get a chance to see Backrooms in the theater. But for you guys, like, and you got when I believe from doing my homework, my research correctly, System Reboot, the new EP, is that I think it's coming out like the same weekend you guys are doing your Halloween Freakshow show in October, right?
Yes, it is. And I don't know if they want me to say anything or not yet, so I'll just say there's another band that's on that show with us that's gonna have something coming out same day, same time. We're doing like that's all I'll say about that one. I don't wanna blow the load too early.
Are you guys collectively into horror as a band?
I
Yes.
like horror movies.
Bueno.
absolutely. Oh yeah.
Horror movies.
I just watched Terrifier Judgment last night, and wasn't very good. Just say that. Wasn't very good.
No.
I don't know if anybody saw was it Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
No,
It
I didn't
just
see
came
it.
out this year. So fucking good.
I
Really?
just watched that the other night with Betty.
So good.
Dude, it's gore. Crazy. Fucking freaky though. That's a good one.
That one's on the list, man. That one's on the list. One that it made me feel old this year that it had been 20 years since it came out. But one of my top 5 favorite horror movies ever too is The Descent. And I think
I
it
made
was
him watch that movie, and
like
it scared him. It was so good.
I always talk about that one. Like out of any horror movie that like genuinely terrified me, The Descent has actually put me into actual like scared mode.
Sorry, Miranda, I didn't mean to step on you. You said you recently watched it?
He's not like super into horror movies, and I made him watch it. And I'm like, you have to watch this fucking movie, dude. Like, caves? Are you afraid of caves? So, that movie is definitely one of the best horror movies, I think.
I booked
Yeah,
a spelunking trip, by the way,
Oh, great.
for the whole band.
We're gonna have to fucking replace
yeah.
the bass player soon.
Hopefully it's not an uncharted cave. Years ago, I not far from Nashville, there's Mammoth Caves in Kentucky, and I believe it's the largest underground cave system in the United States. Like it's huge. I think there's areas of it too that they haven't even been to or reached. But I remember when I went, it was trippy because like you show up in like the main visitor center, and then you take like this van with like a group of people to when it's like your time to go take the tour. And it was like something out of Lost, man. Like we drove a little bit like in the woods, and all of a sudden we stopped, and there was just like this little silver hut just like in the middle of the woods. And as we got out of the van and started to walk up to this hut, you could, even though it was the summertime, it was like July, you could feel the cool air coming out of this hut, because as soon as we got up to it, there's a staircase not much wider than like your body that you go down, and it's like a steep, like 45-degree steps going down into this cave. There was a dude that turned around with his girlfriend and just he got about 10 steps in, was just like, nope, I'm here, and just didn't
Ooh.
come down. But it was so cool though. I couldn't believe how massive it was down there. It was insane. But as I was walking through there, there was part of me like, all right, is there any creepy Descent like creatures in here if something something goes awry? But at one
Correct.
point at one point we sat down and the tour guide had everybody like turn their phone lights and like everything off, and it was pitch black. Like you couldn't even see your hand in front of your face. It was trippy, but very, very cool. But anyway, sorry, that was me diverging into horror and the descent. But
Dude,
yeah, a
that
lot of
honestly, like personally, I fucking love that. It's like my favorite thing ever. We met. Well, I'm just looking at our fucking wall here. In the past year, we've met Matthew Lillard, the entire cast of Terrifier 2. We met the cast of Saw, uh, Freddy and Jason. So Robert Englund, and then the guy that played Jason in Freddy versus Jason, and then the OG Michael Myers, along with a few other people that I can't really remember off the top of my head. But it's just like it's literally my favorite thing ever, besides music.
I love there's a lot of cool stuff going on in horror right now, and I'm here for all of it. I do love all the practical effects and stuff though from like the 80s and 90s, man. Like the first two Hellraisers are still like terrifying to me.
Oh man.
Like the practical effects, but just like the whole like I'm trying to think of the main actor's name who plays Pinhead, but he was on Your Mom's House podcast with Christina
Uh, I don't remember.
Christina
It's like
P.
Doug Bradley or something, right?
Yes, yes, Doug Bradley. And he said, I think from what I remember, I'm paraphrasing, he was like, Robert Englund and him have like a good relationship, like two icons of horror and especially in the 80s. And he was like, the thing that I loved about Hellraiser, he was like, you had to like summon me. You know what I mean? You had to solve like the lament sequence or whatever and like summon me. There was something about like whatever you were going through in life and just like the selfishness of like human nature sometimes. Like I didn't just show up and start terrorizing you. Like you had to bring me into it. And I remember the first time I saw like the second one, and again, kind of like music, right? Like that first one comes out and everybody's like, oh my God. But that like sophomore one is kind of hard because like everybody's measuring it up against the first one. And to me, like for like a sequel, to me, it's like as good, if not a little bit better. Like the one sequence where she starts like growing out of the bed and like he's bringing her back and it's just like the muscle fibers and everything. Like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like it looks slimy and real, and you're just like, oh, like it was gnarly, man. It was gnarly. That's one of my favorites. But yeah, American Werewolf in London, The Lost Boys, The Descent, would be up there.
Anything John Carpenter.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
So do the thing.
Oh yeah, the thing is incredible. Yeah, that's another one, man, where it was like I wish I could time travel back to the 80s to like see that in theaters with people. Just like holy crap. I think my mom saw an American Werewolf in London when she was in nursing school with to this day her good friend Patty. And then I want to say my mom and my aunt went and saw The Exorcist when it came out. My aunt was like totally freaked out, like couldn't sleep that night. Which when you think about
Hell
it,
yeah.
like for the time that came out, that just had to have like blown people's minds. I mean, because that
Oh,
was at a
sure.
time too when people are like, Rad, you got the Ozzy shirt on. Like, back then with the Satanic Panic, people used to think if you played like Black Sabbath records,
Right.
backwards, you were gonna like invoke the devil. I can't imagine when The Exorcist came out what that was like for people.
Oh,
What
dude, they were going crazy, I'm sure.
My
what was the
grandma
last
said,
one that? Oh,
like,
sorry. Go ahead, Miranda.
first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My grandma said when she saw The Exorcist in theaters, people were like throwing up and passing out. It was like so much. It was like too much for everybody. It was definitely like groundbreaking for horror.
For sure.
Imagine time traveling someone from the 50s and showing them Terrifier.
Oh my God.
I was literally gonna say that, Steve. I was literally gonna say that.
No shot, dude.
Well, what's so great about the Terrifier movies too is like he doesn't say anything. It's all just expressive, you know. Like Art the Clown is I think it's really cool to be able to create like a new horror icon like that. And especially like a character that vocally it's there's nothing. It's just all in his face and his movements and just like that creepy black and white, like monochromatic, terrifying
For sure.
makeup and everything. What was the last one that you guys saw that genuinely kind of freaked you out or just made you think?
For me, I literally just watched all three Terrifier movies last weekend just in a row. So
Right.
by the end of it, I was just like, I think the ending of the third one really, honestly, it was just sad. I came away feeling just really sad. But I think that those top the bar for me personally.
I think for me, yeah, obviously like Terrifier and there's all the gore and shit, but like the last movie to genuinely creep me the hell out wasn't even really there wasn't any murder, there wasn't any gore. It was called Lake Mungo. And it's not old, but it's, early 2000s probably. And I did like a deep dive into it, and I think it's like the only movie that that director has ever made, and it's just kind of formatted like this documentary style, and it's this family pretty much trying to like figure out what happened to their daughter, and it's just oh dude, it's just like unnervingly creepy to watch at nighttime.
I recently, there are two that I can think of that like genuinely gave me like this creeped out, scared feeling. One was this random movie my girlfriend found called The Undertone. And what was really cool about it is that it's a genuinely scary movie, and it technically only has three actors. You only see two, and of those two, one of them's like in a coma, about to die. But it's about a girl on a podcast with her friends. Something crazy starts happening in the house, but they manage to make it seem so scary with just like three actors. Um, but then I just saw The Odyssey in theaters, and there's a whole sequence with the Cyclops, and that's why I wanted to bring it out because we are talking about the practical effects and everything. And they used a 60-foot puppet and everything. But the way it's shot, it feels like you're in that giant cave they walked into. This thing walks in and shuts, spoiler alert, a giant like 1 million-ton boulder in front of the door. And now they're just in there. Like, and it feels like you're in there with them. It's the creepiest. Very well shot.
That's sick. I've heard the Odyssey is like one you got to go see in the theaters, and I think we do have an IMAX here in Nashville too. And it's been a minute since I've seen one on IMAX. I think I saw the first Christopher Nolan Batman on IMAX, and then I had to like walk through everybody with like 15 minutes left in the movie because I had guzzled my like frozen Mountain Dew thing. And I was like, I have to pee. Like I can't stay. So like it's like right as like Ra's al Ghul, I think it was, right? Liam Neeson's character, like they're in the train and like that whole thing's going on, and I'm like, yep, gotta go use the bathroom. And then I was like too embarrassed to come back in because I was like with a bunch of dudes that I worked with, and they're all like, "What are you doing?" So I just stood on the side and like waited them for to come back. They're like, "Are you all right? What happened?" I'm like, "Guys, I really had to pee," and I was like embarrassed that I stood up in the middle of a theater of 100 like 50 people, like right as it's coming to the end of the movie. The Dark Knight I saw twice in theaters. That was amazing. And then I saw somebody post recently like that there were scenes that they did like a side by side of like The Crow, where like he's like talking to like the group of mobsters or whatever. Shout out Heath Ledger, but The Canal is one I'll recommend. It's like I think it's like an Irish horror movie. I'm trying to think of how old it is now. That one is a slow burn, man. Like if you guys are into horror, um, Trent, I don't know, maybe Miranda can get you to watch that one, but it's yeah, it's that one freaked me out. That was one I watched by myself, and even as like a grown man, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed tonight, and I know there's nothing in here but me, but I'm a little freaked out. But yeah, the canal, the canal was that was one that I've seen within like the last 10 years that genuinely freaked me out.
Also,
But
The Witch was freaky as fuck.
the
Very
wit
The Witch.
The
Low.
bitch.
Yeah,
The
The
bitch,
Witch.
yeah.
That one was. I love the.
is that the two? It's like I haven't seen that one, but I feel like I've seen it pop up on a couple different streaming services where it's like the two girls in the woods,
Um, yeah, it's
sister
like
type.
colonial times, and it's a very slow burn. It's definitely an A24 movie. You can like feel it. you know, you could smell an A24 movie from a mile away, you know? It's such a slow burn, but it just makes you like uneased. Like it's not visually terrifying until like certain parts, and then you're like, this is a lot for me to take in. Great movie, definitely 10 out of 10 recommend.
I'm gonna interject real quick. I am going to get out of here so I can go prep to jam out with my other band, Death and Exhale, shameless plug. But thank you all for having me on. Thank you, sir, and y'all have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Hasta la vista.
Bye,
Steve.
Steve.
Thanks, dude.
Hasta la pasta later, y'all.
Well, hey, I know we're getting ready to come back up on time here, and I appreciate you guys going down the horror rabbit hole with me because I love it. It's one of my I got a huge Lost Boys like movie poster in my living room, so I'm a total horror movie fan and nerd. But to bring it back home with the Static Wake, like one, thanks again so much for taking your time with me on a Saturday like this. Um, what else can we tell people about System Reboot? Because that's coming out October 16th, I think, is System Reboot, and then Halloween Freak Show is October 17th. I know Rad, you said you don't want to spoil anything with the other band, and so yeah, I don't either. I don't want to let the cat out the bag. But how excited are you guys for this, and what else can you tell people to keep an eye out over the next couple of months?
Fucking hype. It'll be the first, let me see, the 17th, or October 17th rather. The Freak Show will be our first show with Trent, so that'll be fucking sick to have the full like completed lineup kind of rolling by that point. Next song is Disgustingly Heavy that's coming out. It's gonna be coming out in a few weeks. Got some more good shit in the pipe.
Some more videos.
Some more videos.
Maybe multiple. I don't know.
We're gonna try to make like a guerrilla sort of like just film our own kind of thing and see how that goes. Worst case, it doesn't work, but you know, we're gonna try it anyway. Fuck it. After that, man, I'm just ready to start playing the new songs. I'm ready. I'm ready for this like
Yep.
this era to kind of like fully kick off, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, we're in full swing right now.
Can I ask how many songs will be on the EP?
6 total. It's not like a crazy amount, so Blood Moon will be on there. Obviously Dead Eyes will be on there. Frowny Face, which is the next single, will be on there, and then we have 3 more. Probably one that we'll release as a single right up, butting up to Freak Show, and then the other 2 will just be like tacked on.
That's sick. And for the music video stuff, again, I don't want to let out anything before you guys put it out, but do you kind of storyboard it before you do it? Like, do you kind of sketch out or kind of have an idea of and put it through the paces of like what you want to do for the video?
Our director kind of takes care of the storyboarding, and he brought us something that we like and we're gonna be super into, so should come out sick as fuck for sure.
And you mentioned Danny, and that was one of the names that I was looking back on before from our previous conversation. It sounds like he's like what, like the metal whisperer in Cleveland. Like, what's what's it been like just building this rapport and this relationship with him over the years, man?
Oh, awesome, dude. He's probably the easiest person I've ever worked with in my entire life. And he just knows how to like yank a good performance out of you even when you're having a shit day. He's also the guitar player of a band called Wide Eyes. So if you like really technical, kind of like above periphery, like polyphia kind of instrumental shit, then that's his bag for sure.
Super cool.
And Miranda, for you, you said when you did this was like the first time you'd been in a studio.
Yeah. When I did Blood Moon, that was my first time in a professional studio setting, and it was very nerve-wracking, but like once I did it, I felt like it felt kind of natural, you know?
We were yelling at her and throwing chairs and shit.
Yeah, they beat me.
What did Danny bring to the table for you vocally? I know you said, going back to your like teenage years, you had been doing like the hardcore, like, deathcore type stuff, but how has he helped you as a vocalist?
Oh, him and Rad, like, they've pushed me beyond like my normal range of like singing vocals. And like I've reached new levels that I didn't think that I could get to, honestly. And especially with my like harder vocals, it's like grittier and nastier than like I thought that I could get to. Like they really pushed me and I'm very appreciative of it. I'm very like satisfied with the finished product.
And I'll also, while we're on the subject of Danny and talking about that, I'm assuming it's probably the same for you, just seeing by like how like I know whenever I'm working with him, it's like he's like the type of personality that you feel just comfortable about doing stupid shit around.
Yeah.
And it brings out a lot more that you might not do if you were like, oh, we're just like in here to record. We can't really piss this guy off or whatever. Like,
He's so cool.
Yeah, no, he's just like one of the chillest dudes.
Do you guys Trent and Rad, are you guys experimenting with like different tunings on this EP, or are they all kind of in one? Because like I thought I remember JJ saying for maybe it was for Wraith that like live it was like a different, like another half step down or something like that. But what's it like guitar wise on this in terms of like tunings?
So, yeah, Danny's specialty is just stupidly low tuning. So I'm trying to think.
Drop fart.
Yeah, drop. We're in. I know this isn't this EP, but the first song that we kind of experimented on with it was "Suffocate," and that was in double drop D, so it's normal drop D down a whole octave, and it's not quite that low this time around, but we're teetering around the drop E, drop F sharp kind of. We're bouncing around that kind of area a little bit, but it's in that kind of tuning range, I guess.
And is it the same live, like the same thing live when you play them?
Oh yeah. So I don't like playing seven strings. So I have my sixes set up to drop A, and then I have a line six helix, and I just pitch shift it down the rest of the way. Eventually, I plan on getting a baritone so I could actually like hit the proper tuning, so I don't have to stress my gear out as much. But for now, work with what you have. So.
And for the Halloween freak show, are you guys going to be like dressing up? Again, I don't want
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to like. Is there okay? I don't
We
want to
decided.
spoil anything, but yeah, I just was curious if the band is also going to be feeling the Halloween festivities on stage too.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if you saw any of the videos from the previous ones, but the very, very first one, we all dressed up as Scooby-Doo. Not like I dressed as Scooby. We put Steve in a little like Daphne outfit. JJ, who was like 6 foot fucking 25, by the way, was dressed as Velma, so he had like the wig and the fucking orange skirt and shit. And yeah, no, it was a good time. And yeah, we're planning on doing something like that again. We don't know exactly what yet, but we're gonna do something. We'll pull something out.
Well, I'm excited for you guys, man, to just bring this home. Excuse me, bring this home. I really appreciate you guys coming back on, man. Like it's been fun from a distance to see the new stuff. To see Miranda stepping in. So everybody go check out Blood Moon, Dead Eyes. Keep an eye out for System Reboot and Frowny Face. But really appreciate you guys taking the time on a Saturday, man. I guess just to kind of to get people out of here on this with like the theme of the show being perseverance and moving forward. That's like the meaning behind March 4th. Just as a fan of music, I know how cathartic it is for me listening to what artists like yourselves put out. I always tell people heavy music for me is like a positive release of negative emotion. Um, how cathartic is it for you guys to do what you do, man? And what advice would you give anybody out there who's maybe struggling right now?
So, dude, it's like so cathartic. There's particularly a song on the new EP called OCD that we were talking about, like the health stuff earlier. Literally just like a catalog of what the fuck I was going through at that time, where I was like, fuck, I'm gonna, like looking back, it probably wasn't as big of a deal as I was making it out to be, but it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die, like, that type of shit. And then I know you had with Frowny Face, you were feeling some type of way about that too.
Frowny Face felt amazing for me to record. It was just like a big release of negative emotions for me. It was like a big fuck you to like certain people in my life. I felt really good. I would suggest to anybody who's like, just if you can, if you like music, start a band, play music with your friends, get together, go to a show. Like, it just feels good. Music is healing.
Trent, Ian, anything you guys want to add to that?
Oh, I could say a lot about how much music has done for me. So the first show, Almost Static, that I did back in June was my first time on stage in a year. And within that year, I definitely went through a lot of things, a lot of pent-up emotions, and I was so ready to just kill it up there. Honestly, I didn't have any nerves because I just knew it was going to be such a good thing for my soul. So we got up there and we killed it, and it was great. And also, I would give the same advice as Miranda. That's exactly word for word what I was going to say. Just start a band, even if you all suck, even if you don't have the right gear, even if you don't have money. Like, just make noise with your friends and screw the rest.
Trent, anything you want to add, brother?
Yeah, I'm new here. I'm super new here. I haven't even played a show or anything. Yeah, kind of what they said. Just go have fun with it. Get your head out of a bad space, and it doesn't have to be music. Do whatever you got to do to get it out, but music's just our thing to get out of that bad places.
Shout out Unsettled. That's Trent's other band.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out Unsettled.
Unsettled sucks.
They're fire as fuck.
Well, good. Now I got some Unsettled to check out, man.
You're gonna be
really
super disappointed.
Nah, man, like I love it, man. That's why I love doing this because I feel like music is something that it translates like whatever background or skin color or whatever part of the world you're from, man. Like I'm sure that's probably trippy for you guys too when you look at your streams and see the different countries and it's like, the 12-year-old kid in you is like who knew that somebody in freaking Russia or wherever was going to be
Right.
Yeah.
listen to me jamming. And I think that's what's cool, man, is the songs continue to live on. Like we were talking about, Adam earlier and, a tragic loss, but also so much to leave the world with, man, and like leaving a positive trail behind whenever your time is up. So really appreciate you guys taking the time. Once again, everybody go jam Blood Moon, go jam Dead Eyes, go back and listen to the previous ones in the catalog. Like I said, Wraith is like seriously my favorite song from 2023. I'm looking forward to listening to System Reboot, but for people who aren't aware of the Static Wake, man, let them know where they can find you out there.
Let me see. Spotify, Facebook, Instagram. Yes, we're old. We still use Facebook. TikTok,
Apple Music, the other musics,
Amazon Music,
All of it, everywhere,
Yeah, all
the
of it.
internet.
Everything.
we're everywhere.
Everything.
Catch a show.
Catch a show. Yeah, that's a good call.
Alrighty, dighty, there you have it. That was my conversation with the Static Wake out of Cleveland, Ohio. Please go follow these guys on Instagram at the Static Wake. The links to all of their stuff will be in the podcast description for this episode. So just scroll down to the bottom of the podcast description hit those links and go follow and support my friends in the Static Wake. Once again, if you are into modern metal, modern rock, metalcore, new metal, deathcore, they take it all and mix it for their own unique blend. Miranda on the Vox now is great, so please go check out Blood Moon and the latest single Dead Eyes, which just came out on August 7th. And once again, like we talked about in that conversation, and like I said at the jump, their forthcoming EP entitled System Reboot is going to be hitting y'all's ears in October, on October 16th. And that same weekend, if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, or if you just want to take a fun little road trip, on October 17th, the next day, they're playing the Halloween Freakshow 2026 at the Foundry. So I just want to say thank you once again to Miranda, Brad, Trent, Steve, and Ian for taking the time on a Saturday when we recorded that conversation to catch up with me and talk to me about all the awesome stuff that you guys have got going on in the band. Great shows that you've got not only on the horizon, but that you had done. And it's always great to geek out about horror movies, man. I'm a big horror movie buff, so I could talk that all day, but I'm a big fan of what y'all are doing. I think the new songs sound great. Miranda, you're a beast on the mic, and I can't wait to hear the rest of System Reboot when it comes out. So once again, everybody at the Static Wake on Instagram, all the links are in the podcast description for this episode. If you did enjoy the pod, one thing that you can do that goes a long way in helping this show get out to more people, and that's what I want. I want to put more people on the dope bands like the Static Wake is if you like and subscribe, if you share this content, if you interact with it on social media, chiefly on whatever streaming platform you're listening to this episode on. If you go to the show and leave a rating and a review, I know on Apple you can leave comments and there's like a 5-star rating system. Same thing with Spotify. But if you leave a rating and a review, comment on the episode, that helps it rank higher in the algorithm as far as I know, and it'll put more people onto the Static Wake. And if you did enjoy this goofball, once again, you can follow me pretty much on everything at March 4th Pod, in particular Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. That is my everything. Those are the three. Um, but I really appreciate everybody checking out the show. Again, I'm stoked to bring you guys these episodes, man. I'm really excited for this new era of the Static Wake, and I can't wait to see what's on the horizon for these guys. So once again, at the Static Wake, at March 4th Pod, keep your eyes out for System Reboot. That is going to be a wrap on this week's episode. So I'm going to say what I say at the end of every episode as a tribute to my Gram and my Gramp. Keep the faith and be kind to one another and be kind to yourselves. Courtesy of the Static Wake, here is their latest single, Dead Eyes.
Peace.